Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pav Bamber from PSB Sports, and we've also got
Shane Watson here from PSB Sports as well.
And on the line with us, we have got Wadi Camacho. Wadi, how are you, my friend? And thanks a lot for your time.
I'm doing really well, mate. Just getting myself really prepared for my fight, and yeah, everything's going well.
Great to hear.
Right, so Wadi, obviously you've got your Southern Area title defence coming up.
Sure.
How's preparation gone for that fight? And you're not overlooking your opponent at all, I hope, either, are you?
No, not at all. You know, my preparation's gone fantastic. You know, it's like I haven't dropped. I've just been climbing levels since I won it because I've been sparring with Tony Bellew, for his world title fight. So I've done like so many rounds with the champion, and I'm just growing in confidence, and I believe in myself. I believe in my ability, and I know I'm going to be untouchable, really.
The only reason why I asked that is because quite recently, it's been quite well known on Twitter, you've been calling out Stephen Simmons, and obviously you've been winding him up about like his wife, etc. and all that, so I was just hoping and wondering if you was overlooking him.
Yeah, that's only like sometimes when I'm making my way to the gym and like a couple of his fans and himself, they like to mention my name in their conversations, so I like to give a little banter back on that, but that's only banter. I know where my focus is at, and that's it really.
Wadi, obviously now with the Southern Area title you have, so on and so forth. Obviously, when you were under Matchroom, you're fighting obviously on big shows, title fights, so on and so forth. Obviously now you've left Matchroom and you're now with Steve Goodwin. Would you argue now, obviously, with the Southern Area title fight, that you've sort of stripped everything down, gone back to basics, and you're sort of starting from scratch, and you're going to build yourself up again? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, most definitely. It's something that I was even like before when I was with Matchroom, etc. And I was making silly mistakes, and these mistakes obviously happen, and obviously I end up losing my fights, the fights that I should have won easily. But it's all a learning curve situation. So what I've done, I took time off and reflect of my whole boxing, what I'm doing wrong and what I should be doing right. And after that, after I joined with Steve Goodwin, and I decided to go through that channel. What I wanted to do is Southern Area, English, then British, and then so on. Do you know what I mean? And
sure.
Right now, I'm doing what I wanted to do.
Obviously, it's also quite well known that quite recently, you had a big spat with Mickey Helia. Can you just quickly go through exactly what happened about this? Because apparently it was about you beating Dan Woodgate, that you weren't allowed to train in his gym now or something like that.
Yeah, obviously with me, that's done and dusted, and sometimes I am a little bit like I can't really bother to talk about it so much, but I'll cut it briefly. Is that I'm paying a membership for the gym. I'm paying £105 per month. And all of a sudden, when the fight was made between me and Dan Woodgate, he started to go a bit funny because he was like coming in the gym, he was saying hello to me and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, like one day, he decided to blank me, and I'm thinking, okay, you want to play that game? No problem, mate. Like I'll play that game as well. So I decided, just to blank him and everything like that. And after that, he wanted me to put things out on social media about me, Dan Woodgate, do interviews and this and that. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't have to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like,
sure.
No one tells me what to do. Like, I am my own person. I do what I want to do. And then since then, he had a grudge, and he sent me some big message on Mother's Day, and I did approach him, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's actually obviously said sorry about this or this or that, but it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit bitter, but it is what it is.
Fair enough, Wadi. Fair enough. And Wadi, of course, when you were with Matchroom, so on and so forth, you had some pretty big fights, and as you mentioned there, obviously, you didn't win all of them. For example, the Stephen Simmons fight. in Glasgow. That was that was a big fight because there was a rivalry there, Wadi.
No, definitely.
It was a good fight for the fans. It was a 50-50 fight. You know, a lot of people. It was a pick 'em fight for a lot of people in the boxing community, Wadi. So do you have aspirations to get that rematch back, Wadi?
Oh, you know what? Like that rematch come, you know, I will actually take that.
Yeah.
You know, with clicky fingers because I know what I did wrong in that fight as the preparation leading up to the fight. I know what I did wrong. So it's like, you know, and basically to say that was lack of sparring because, you know, at the end of the day, as all boxers, when you've got a title fight, a 10-rounder or 12-rounder, you should be doing at least, you know, like over 10 rounds of sparring, you know, so many, like at least 3 times a week or whatever like, yeah. And, you know, I wasn't getting no sparring, so, and that was the problem, you know. After the fight, you know, like, round 9, I started to lack, you know, started to feel a bit tired and this and that, but it is what it is. There's a learning curve on that, like, but everyone knows what damage, you know, I was doing team, but, you know, if that fight comes again, all day long, mate, you know what I mean, all day long.
Good to hear.
Another question I wanted to ask is, let's just say everything goes well in your Southern Area title defence and you win that fight well. Are you going to be chasing a fight with the likes of Matty Askin and Lawrence Bennett for maybe an English title fight, or are you going to look straight at someone like Craig Kennedy for maybe a British title fight?
With me, basically, obviously, you know, I'm going to let Steve Goodwin, you know, decide that because that's why he's my manager. But with me, I know after this fight, I'm going for the English. So I don't really care who's got it, like what names, whoever's got it. I'm going for the English next. So that's my channel.
Good to hear. And obviously, Wadi, when you left Matchroom, what was actually the main reasons as to why you left? Was your contract up? What were the main reasons?
No, I wasn't in the contract in the first place. I was a Matchroom fighter, but I wasn't in contract with them. So it's like I could fight in anyone's bill if I wanted to, like, basically. You know, since when I won, or even before I won the prize fight, I was already with Matchroom, but I wasn't signed with them as no contract deal or nothing like that.
Okay.
But I was a Matchroom fighter.
So, just to wrap this up, what is your aspirations boxing? Where do you, let's just say in 3 or 4 years' time, or whenever it is you decide to give up boxing, what would you like to say you've achieved, and what is your goals?
Obviously, to me, I know I want to be a British champion, and I will be. You know, that's that's the first thing. Obviously, I wanted to be. You know, but I know now I can achieve much more because the people I've been mixing with, and
right.
You know, but I'll leave it sort of to that, really.
Fair enough. Wadi, thanks a lot for your time today. Thank you very much for talking to PSP Sports. Wish you all the best as well.
Thank you very much, mate. I hope you can be there and tune in, and you can give me an interview after I do the business on that.
No problem, Wadi. Anytime. Thanks a lot for your time, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.